let's go into a little bit of a different perspective regarding the word judgment, because nothing is ever a waste when we have different perspectives regarding these everyday terms, the everyday words that we are using, and we are also knowingly, unknowingly, selectively, continuously participating judgment. But since we are experiencing a spiritual information warfare since the beginning of time, the human species have gone through an enormous level of challenges and exposed to uh, unimaginable sabotage and manipulation and gaslighting from the control grid. So it is really important for us to have perspective, things that affects us in our daily life, and try to have a maybe different perspective, deeper awareness and clarity regarding these emotional, spiritual, even physical challenges we are facing. So when we think about judgment, we are immediately protesting. We are afraid of judgment. We are sometimes been the both parties, the ones who are judging and ones who are victim of other people's judgment. Nevertheless, it's a simple word, but it's a very important discussion at this time for us to have awareness, and what exactly it means and how to use this level of discernment towards substantial changes to our vibrational frequencies. That is the purpose. Judging everyday people, trying to humiliate them, trying to put them into a category, trying to disrespect mind, body, spirit, vessel, energetic frequencies, vessel, is simply not appropriate for human species, but it is all for using everything to because external meaning is not the immediate circumstances. So it's once again need to have an internalized perspective and how we can relate to these things, how we can learn from these kind of emotional challenges because we are facing because of judgment. One of the most important areas of judgment we need to practice is if we're able to recognize what is our karmic lessons, what is the Decepticons and people or individuals or institutions trying to take our attention away from the most important thing. So this is why the judgment is making a judgment call is a rather important step towards changing our frequencies, elevating our frequencies into something more holistic perspectives. So for the using examples, one of the first times I experienced personally, I start thinking rather deeply about these judgments. I can think back in my maybe 13, 14 years of age. In my home where I was living, there was a couple of university, the girls, they're going to school, they are staying in one of the rooms, and then we have other extended family. The young women was staying, a couple of them. Anyway, so it was a full house. At one time they had this a special function at the uni at night, and it's some kind of musical dance kind of thing. So I was the one who was closest to these two girls. They were sisters, but um, I was taking notes for them. Like she would bring all these papers and I would put them into a booklet and do all kinds of helpful things because I was in between schools. I wasn't attending any schools, so I had a lot of free time. I was doing all of these things and I was really interacting with them well and had a good time. They were really gentle, nice sisters. Uh, the girls, they were really nice to me. But when it come to this function, they had invitations. They could bring some guests with them. So the other part of my family members, they had a proposition for these girls. They said if this girl goes, three of us are not going. If she doesn't go, all three of us are attending with you. So then she was kind of disappointed, but she told me about this and says, sorry, we had to take these girls and you gotta stay put. We apologize, but this is what happened. So that time it was kind of a hurtful thing because um, you a young person, you want to participate with the everybody else and do what everyone else was doing, but at the same time I was kind of really happy to be at home. I had, although they were different young people, they were never on top of each other. Everyone is in their rooms doing their own thing. So it wasn't overwhelming thing, but having that energy for myself, I kind of enjoyed that. I just maybe move around for a couple of minutes and then I was kind of back to normal and really enjoyed that energy because now I have a level of clarity without any interruption from other energetic beings. So that was a simple thing maybe, but it was one of these moments that I really start digging into a deep dive regarding all these emotional things, all these manipulation, all these gaslighting, all these need to separate people, sabotage them, and be hurtful. It was a really eye-opening experience. Although I was the closest to them, I was the one who was interacting with them in daily basis very closely. It was a moment that I learned that people never really know how to they'll always go towards the most opportunistic manner. People aren't really capable of doing the right thing. They have a level of clarity to exactly what is the right thing, what is the appropriate thing. It could be hurtful thing, but nevertheless, we always going to choose that's going to support you in the long run, even though they are dressed in sheep clothing. They are the real demonic expressions of our energetic frequencies. They aren't loyal, they don't have compassion, they are not making a right decision, and they aren't people from outside. They are people who are really closest to you. In this case, people who live and share the meals and stories and even share a room sometimes. So these are the circumstances, what is going to happen in the long term in the external world. So we have a little glimpse into what level of sabotage we are willing to do, even if it is not the right thing. So that was eye-opening experience, but I think I've changed a lot because there were like very a few experiences I have gone through, but this stood up for me because this is the time when we when I started thinking about what is the education, how am I different, and how people are going to be different because they are educated, because they are in a position of maybe glorified position in accordance with the social structure. So it was a really eye-opening experience, but you learn so much from these kind of events that you have gone through in your early childhood. Fast forward in here in different country, when I was watching some kind of show and it got interrupted because it was a breaking news, and it was the establishment in the Washington. It was like my immediate thought was this is before the conspiracy theories digging, uh, barely speak word of the language, and so it was really memorable. I used to think like, what the hell kind of hell, demonic hellhole is this? I didn't like the energies. I didn't like how the eye contacts, even from the TV. And then I immediately turned that towards me. I'm thinking, how dare you think this way? Who the hell you think you are? You are like, you don't have a $10 to your name. You're barely hanging on and going to school and doing whatever and walking around. But I was having this dialogue with myself because I made a judgment call there. I was rather embarrassed because I didn't think it was my place. I thought I was a horrible person for thinking this way. I didn't have authority or placement to have any of these kind of thinking. But then the clarity came very quickly. I was, no, you have recognized something. This is not a people-friendly establishment. This is agenda. This is promoting something. And I mean, they look really more sophisticated than the usual group you see. There is authority even coming from the TV. It was kind of personal dialogue that you have with yourself, and trying to differentiate and trying to have that fine-tuned frequency coming to your aid. You're thinking, no, this is not a people-friendly establishment for sure. They have agendas. They're mysterious, but the clarity is right there. When you make eye contact, even within the TV, with the technology barriers, you would still know what kind of robotic features are these things. And this is when you are changing your perception towards the control grid, and you're sort of you're changing every time. When you experience something like this, you gain a substantial level of change for your perspectives, how you see the world. So this was another experience. And the point is, we have to learn to have a judgment that's going to come with the purpose. It's going to elevate you into a different awareness, a different level of clarity. This is it requires energy for us to have a judgment towards others, towards ourselves. Regardless, is there is a level of energy go into these kind of dialogue, whether internal dialogue, external dialogue. It's really irrelevant, but it is a personal responsibility of ours to have these kind of making a judgment call and differentiate whether this is going to elevate us into a different awareness, different level of clarity, or it is going to be those Decepticons energies that's going to pull you down and prevent you from your progression, and distract you and take your energies. So this is the kind of established thoughts that I have about the judgment. Because you have this kind of thinking, now you aren't so critical about yourself, judging other people. It's all about finding areas where you shine the light towards you. If you're judging someone based on the way they behave externally, uh, it's a good opportunity for you to turn this towards you and say, hey, the curtain has been open. There's a little bit of light comes in. There is a crack. Maybe this is why I'm so critical of another person, so then we can sort of find out the areas that need to be seen as exactly they are. So this is how you utilize the judgment, because now we are very clear about judgment. We have the ability to judge, even with the enormous level of sabotage and deception and gaslighting. We haven't lost our ability to make a judgment call. But being responsible about this judgment call is a personal responsibility. So this is what I want to see, but also an example in the everyday, in the mainstream, because we are the kind of species that always struggle, because the external world is all of this, internal world is like irrelevant, because we want to fit in, we want to be cool. So this is why we are struggling indefinitely in these areas. Now, the demonic low vibrational energetic frequencies, they are constantly, continuously trying to exploit and extract energy from the useless eaters, right? So, but we use these words, useless eaters, the sheeples, the sheeps, and NPCs, but no one knows who they are, right? We use these terms every single day, so we need to have a really educated guest regarding these vibrational frequencies and how you're going to separate yourself and see things as exactly they are. So these agents of, it's like the leftist liberal propaganda. Immediately you seem so much nicer, and we experience that, but there is an underlying frequency. So this niceness, this politeness, this need to help and support, it's a really good thing. The people aren't bad people. They have genuinely, they are good people, but there are underlying currency there. The separating of classes there. So we are going to be the one who is on the authority. You're going to be a little bit less. You have a purpose. We are differentiating you, putting them into a category, but we are shining, and we are the most helpful, kind, and politeness there is. But there is underlying, these kind of propaganda have an underlying frequency of maintaining the status quo. Now remember, energetic vibrational frequencies, you can't really put them in a class. The energy is not a layers. Energy is energy. You can't really manipulate that. But there is a different layers of their authority. That we are separating ourselves. We are going to be in a certain level, a certain class. No one must challenge these ideas. But we are very helpful, we're very kind, we're very welcoming. So this is a level of deception, but it's a underlying deception. It's not broadcasted, it's not promoted. It's a democracy. It's everyone have equal rights, but we can see that we are hysterically laughing and judging and humiliating you, whoever you are. But we are maintaining status quo. So this is also a level of manipulation. If you can pinpoint that, you can see once you have these unpack something and you learn to heal yourself a little bit, you have a very clear, you don't need to go to a party, you don't need to go and waste a lot of time and get consumed by systems and organizations. You can reserve that time and energy for you to go internal and figure some things out about yourself. And because of your accurate judgment, we are able to transition into something different and elevate and have a completely different perspective regarding our emotional baggage that we are carrying. So the toxic unhealed trauma bodies or toxic feminine is always there in the mainstream, screaming about things, the women circumstances or health issues, menopause or whatever. But what is really happening underneath, we are so eager to gathered people and people's energy. And because when you're running in deficit, we don't really have enough. So then we need to expand the numbers of people that is going to come in and participate in these events. The intention, although it's not maybe obvious intention from the get-go, is a hidden energetic frequency, level of deception. You are, because we are the general public, we are unsuspecting, we don't really have energetic awareness into the level of deception that is happening all around us. We get consumed very easily, not knowing. But let's see, for example, these Decepticons, these unhealed trauma bodies, you might have a perfect persona, right? This is just a persona. Inside is plastic, it's fake, everything is a persona. There's a team of people put these entities together. So then maybe abuse your divine feminine, you humiliated your body, disrespect your body over time for years, and then you're hoping to transition into another layer without any complications. So this is what the healing really is, so that we can identify these energetic vibrational frequency drainage, these institutions, these are promoted by the mainstream. So we are keeping eye on, making a judgment call and protecting ourselves, our energies, because we don't have a lot of extra energies. If you notice, and they are really we are losing it farther because we aren't putting a brake on. We are getting consumed by the external forces. The other thing that I really want to address is employment. When you see, oh yeah, there's energy sucking, blood sucking vampires everywhere, but who are they? We don't know. But in essential workforce especially, we see these, they are saying, okay, in the healthcare, forever there is a cap. It's from the government, the union, everybody. They are saying, oh yeah, we can't give you increase because there is a cap. But every year after year, it becomes more challenging. It's time consuming, and people aren't ever getting better. They are getting worse with time. And when you put a salary cap, you have to give out more of your energy and gain a lot less. As for the entertainment industry, the media, the mainstream, they would get rewarded thousands of dollars for the participation, continuing to work, maybe talking about some celebrity cultures, promoting some kind of experimental things. They get rewarded very handsomely, while essential workforce gets squeezed to the maximum. This is opportunity for you to prioritize and pay more attention to your own energies, how you protect your energy, how you minimize your most charitable, unsuspecting engagement with the economic system, because after all, we have all the powers, but it's all about empowering ourselves, maintaining our health and well-being. Is the priority. It supersedes everything. So therefore, it's a personal responsibility for us to protect ourselves from these energetic drainage, recognize the energy sucking vampires and unhealed trauma bodies trying to be proactive and gather you and consume you and get your attention, and maybe sell some products in return. So this is the kind of important judgment that's helping us to transition us to into a different level of awareness, different level of frequency, and everything happens for a reason, and it's an opportunity for us to learn and empower ourselves. This is another part of Great Awakening, and recognize the Decepticons, and recognizing the karmic lessons and time wasting agents that's trying to take your attention away from turning it towards you. So these are the key factors when it comes to judgment. Is we are to keep in mind. It's helping me. Hopefully it helps someone out there. Either way, thank you very much, and we'll show up again with another topic